What's up, the squad? Back with another video. I seen that's how it's going out. Make sure y'all to like button, hit that subscribe button for me, please. Y'all see it right here. This is definitely it's one of those videos. You know, it's definitely one of those videos that's you know, pretty sad. I'm not even gonna lie. Definitely sad. Definitely messed up. But then you have a governor that literally does nothing about it. Literally could avoid situations like this. You know, it's pretty sad. It says 2 days ago, Minnesota Governor Tim Walz said this about, you know, the National Guard. Just like, you know, what's going on in Chicago. It's pretty crazy of people not wanting the National Guard. People not, you know, are talking about, you know, we don't need the National Guard. We don't need this. We don't need that. Going as far as defunding police officers. And I'm telling y'all, check it out.
But what we have to be clear about is don't take the bait. It boggles my mind that in the midst of a military takeover of our cities and the attempt to go into others, the flaunting of the rule of law, the cruelness and the unconstitutional nature of the way they're attacking our neighbors, that the press finds the need to talk about, oh, there's a division in the Democratic Party. There's a division in my house and we're still married and things are good. That's life. That's life. We are strong. We are strong because we challenge each other. We are strong because we're held accountable. We're strong because we believe that there's a place for everyone here. Think of how easy it would be to be a Republican. Oh, what should I wear today? This stupid friggin' red hat. What should I say today? I don't know. Just make sure it's cruel. Who do we listen to? That guy. Oh, the felon in the White House? Yeah, listen to him and that will be fine. Now he's...
That was very cringe to watch. I'm not even gonna lie. Usually I have something to say when I'm watching a video. I didn't really have anything to say. It's pretty wild. The same person that just got done talking that mess right now, and made a fool out of himself. The same person that literally is making everything about him and comparing his marriage, to division. I literally don't get. It says here, breaking news. There were 2 children that were unalived. I have to say that. I know a lot of people are, you know, I have to say that on here. 17 injured, 14 were children. This is at a pretty sure a Catholic church school. I'm pretty sure. 7 in critical condition, and 4 required the operating room. Says that the shooter fired through the window of this school, and then he, you know. It's things that I can't say on here, y'all. So if y'all see me pause and stop talking, I try to watch my words. But it's pretty wild. I'm not gonna lie. Definitely. What it really says here, Tim Walz stood in front of cameras, boasting about safety. Yet here we are watching Minneapolis drown in bloodshed. Police are overwhelmed, strapped after a fatal shooting downtown. Another with 7 victims yesterday. Now an attack inside a Catholic church. When I tell y'all, bro, that this is sad, even reading about this stuff, seeing the videos, seeing the kids, you know, this is definitely
it's tactical vest, which it doesn't necessarily mean a lot. Sometimes the FBI is called in to help and things like this. I will say throughout the morning, we've been following a violent night overnight in Minneapolis. So we know already that Minneapolis police were pretty strapped. They responded to at least another shooting in downtown Minneapolis earlier this morning. No indication that any of that is connected to what's going on here, but just gives you an idea of this city's resources and how they've been using those. They also dealt with a shooting involving 7 victims earlier yesterday, another fatal last night around 8 o'clock. So it could be that a lot of this help is being called in just to alleviate some of the busyness, I guess, that you could say that Minneapolis police are under, but clearly a lot of agencies now coming in to help. And I will say, Amy, when you see sometimes a lot of these law enforcement officers kind of by the perimeter, we saw them bringing plainclothes people that look like not law enforcement, maybe people involved with the scene, kind of taking them away from that scene, could be an indication that things are settling down a bit there, that this is maybe...
Telling y'all, definitely sad. Definitely sad.
Share this information. This was just confirmed by Fox.
Literally says, it was, obviously, it was the active shooter there. President Trump actually made a post saying that he has been fully briefed on the tragic shooting in Minneapolis, Minnesota. The FBI quickly responded, and they are on the scene. The White House will continue to monitor this terrible situation. Please join me in praying for everyone involved. People are saying basically that somehow this probably would connect, to Tim Walz, seeing how it's always connected to somebody. This is a person right here. Again, I have to watch what I say. This is Robin Westman saying that this is a trans shooter that did this. Says we are going to finally admit that, this violence is a massive problem within, that community. Pretty crazy. Excuse me. I've been sick, y'all, so I definitely apologize. Literally says here, the Minnesota shooter had a picture of Jesus taped on a body target in his YouTube manifesto. Not only that, there are more and more posts. I didn't want to show this on my YouTube video, but it was literally a gun magazine that I saw. He was writing different things on it, of course. Extra weird. On the Guns magazine, stuff like that. On one of them, it did read "for the kids." It's something I'm telling y'all, bro. It's definitely something that was hard to see. And prayers go out to the families. It makes you literally think about your own kids and other resources. When it comes down to it, because you have people like Tim Walz and others, especially in the Democratic Party, that don't do what they need to do when it comes to having the security, having the police officers around these schools, these churches, and them defunding the police and stuff like that. And I feel like it's definitely important to do to avoid situations like this. And it's very sad, it makes me think, and that's exactly why my kids are homeschooled. Because it's just, and I know anything can happen anywhere, but I'm just saying all these shootings, these school shootings, it's sad, bro. It's so sad. It says students at this Catholic school were packed in the pews in the church during the school mass when the shooter began spraying through the stained glass windows. Said a parent described, basically what happened. Check out what this parent said.
Of this investigation, that part of this scene. And not so much of dealing with the active shooter, because again, we have learned the active shooter is, but all of this aside, these children leaving, the parents being allowed behind the crime tape to go get their students, tells us that a lot of the threat has tampered down at this point, that they're allowing people to enter and leave the scene.
So I guess they didn't have the parent speak, but the parent did say he just pepper sprayed through the stained glass windows into the building, and then 50 to 100 shots, the parent said. Said they unallowed 2 kids. This is horrible. This is evil. I don't know how you defend against this. Pray for these families. I'm telling y'all, bro, this definitely something that definitely hurts. I'm telling y'all, definitely something that hurts. But then again, you have this moron that
I've become friends with school shooters. I've
say stuff like this. I will never forget this, bro. I put this in here for a reason. I will never forget this. I will never forget what he just said. I know a lot of people, well, he meant this and he did. Man, forget all of that. A lot of this, and I don't like to blame. I don't like to point fingers and say who did this and who did this and this, that, and the other. Let me tell y'all something. This is his fault. I don't care what anybody says. This is Tim Walz's fault. I'm telling y'all. Says here, raise your hand if you think Tim Walz should be removed from office immediately. Me personally, I think so, and I think they need to investigate everything that is going on with Tim Walz and the people that's around him. Make sure y'all hit the like button, hit that subscribe. I definitely appreciate y'all. Much love, everybody. Catch y'all next one.